Hey, what up, everybody? It's Moss coming to you with another standard video. Now, it's been a little bit since we last spoke to each other, so obviously, y'all know that I've been getting ready for the PT, and that's been absolutely just wrecking me. But I managed to get my qualification over the weekend, and I got it with old trusty mono red. Now, you guys have seen this deck before. You guys saw it being run at the last Pro Tour. Like, the deck is super straightforward. Burst Lightning, Heartfire Hero, just a whole suite of good red spells, and taking your opponent from 20 down to 0, hopefully by turn 4. Obviously, for those of y'all that have watched the channel that saw Quintinoli doing this at the PT and Worlds, like, you're aware of the Screaming Nemesis line. Swing with it, hit it with one of your, like, damage spells, either Burst Lightning or Lightning Strike, even Witchstalker's Frenzy, and get to deal your opponent a whole lot of damage too. Super straightforward things. A couple of things that have changed with Foundations. Used to be a lot heavier red mountain count. Now we're adding some Soulstone Sanctuaries just because they happen to also be lizards and mice. Pretty convenient. Sideboard, Urbrass Forge, pretty standard. The version that I was running when I ran my RCQ had 3 of these in the side, but they never came in. 4 Torch to the tower for obviously all the red matchups. Lithomantic Barrage, Obliterating Bolt, Pyroclasm, Scorching Dragonfire, and Sunspine Links to deal with basically domain decks. One of the things that I highly recommend doing that I didn't necessarily do here in my sideboard that I won my RCQ with, this O-Bolt and the Scorching Dragonfire were actually cases of the Crimson Pulse, which ended up being a really relevant spell. Super good in the Dimir matchup. Really great for catching up and just getting extra things into your hand to hopefully kill your opponent. Urbrass Forge is a little bit of a liability in a format where there's a lot of authority of the consoles. So who knows? You may end up seeing this sideboard changing a little bit from this deck tech up to the end. Who's to say? But, like always, don't forget to like, subscribe, do the whole YouTuber thing. Help me grow this channel while I'm out here grinding these events and everything else. And I'll see you guys in match number 1. Alright, match number 1. And we're going to be on the draw. Womp womp. Hopefully our opponent at least gets to make this grind from gold up to wherever we can get by the end of the month interesting. Okay, so our opener isn't too bad. Admittedly, it's a 1-lander, which I'm not too keen on keeping most of the time, but you're not playing a red deck if you don't keep a hand that looks like this from time to time. So, let's do it. Ah, crap, we're in the red mirror. Okay, so if our opponent leads on a Thornspine Verge, Thornspire, whatever, they've definitely got a removal spell in hand, so let's just have it take out our Heartfire Hero and deal a little damage back to them. Not getting the land is kind of brutal. An opponent not playing anything on 2 seems wrong. I mean, we're just going to kill this Manifold Mouse before they can do anything good. Us not getting the land is a beating. Yeah, we are so cooked. We are just omega cooked right now. Holy. I mean, if they get the Sentinel outside of Witchstalker Frenzy range, we're just dead. There's a Burst Lightning. I don't think we're gonna end up being able to kill this thing. The fact that they are a main board Sentinel deck is insane to me. No blocks. Sure. Yeah. Nope, you got it. We'll let you have that one. Holy cow. Alright, so the red matchup, this is really where that obliterating bolt would have shined. But it's all good. I think us having some of these cases could be good. Pyroclasm's great, honestly. Maybe drop a couple of these lightning strikes. It almost does make sense to just go down like all the copies and bring in some of these Torch the Towers, because they're taking out a lot of the meaningful early game threats. But we've also got Pyroclasm, which feels relevant enough. Witchstalker's Frenzy is definitely a necessity, so we'll cut 2. Alright, we won't bring in the full 4 because this is just good. There's maybe some logic to just cutting some Burst Lightnings here, because they might be able to get us a little bit bigger in the mid game, but we gotta hit 5 lands first, and our deck apparently does not want to help us do that. But we do get to be on the play, which is great. Hopefully we can keep our advantage. Alright, game number 2. We get to be on the play, 2 lands, not even a question. We just snap keep this. Now, what would be great is if our opponent didn't bring in a Pyroclasm, and we can just do what we want to. They play a mountain, probably have removal to get rid of our Hired Claw. They just go for a Heartfire hero. Not bad, all things considered. Let's see what they do here. Okay, they don't block. I think we should just pump this to get it outside of Pyroclasm range. If they have the Manifold Mouse and they just pump it, give it double strike, we're kind of cool with that, because third land Pyroclasm clears that potential board. Land number 2, Manifold Mouse. Alright, you do the thing. You hit us for 4. And then night night. Alright, next turn with potential Screaming Nemesis. Huge. Let's see what they do. They go Thornspire. Could go 1-drop into Innkeeper's Talent here, which would be rad. Just going for Kicked Paw Patch. Okay. Now, honestly, what I want to do is pump that up and then just present a really good aggressive clock. They want to deal with everything that we've got. Cool. I mean, either way, opponent's taking 6 here off of this swing. Like, we're happy with that exchange. And they gotta be able to sweep us here. If we hit another land, it's game over. Another Paw Patch recruit? Okay. I mean, in what universe are we just not doing this? Alright, opponent's at 4. And they scoop it up. Sick. Unfortunately, this is just like a really back and forth type of match, there's maybe some logic to just taking out a Witchstalker's Frenzy, because in that situation, that board, we might have been a little cooked if we had held it in hand at any point. So maybe just cut one of those, bring another Burst Lightning back in on the draw, keep our Pyroclasms, keep the torches, and just go from there. Having all of those Paw Patch recruits, though, is a lot. And our opponent getting to be on the play is going to be bad. Alright, game number 3, we get to be on the draw, and 4 lands removal spell, Hired Claw, bigger removal spell isn't bad. Ooh, and opponent mulligan to 6. Okay, so they are really going to be trying to ride whatever creature they play here. If we can get a Monstrous Rage, I feel like we're in a good spot. Alright, they go and start with a Paw Patch recruit. We're just going to torch it here. We get to go Hired Claw on 2. Hold up a... I mean... we have some reason to be afraid. But we just got to do it. Okay, they Burst Lightning one of them, which means they don't have the Pyroclasm. They Burst Lightning both of them, so they definitely are just trying to survive right now. There's a Sentinel. Okay. So, I think we're just gonna let them swing here. They have to have a protection spell. Protection spell is like the one thing that really saves them right here. Okay. Ooh, Screaming Nemesis. That's gonna be good. Do they have it? Do they have it? They don't have it. Love that for us. Cool. Opponent gets that. Do we have a way to deal with that now? I don't think we do. I think we got to take this 4 here. And dealing with Screaming Nemesis is going to be a problem. Because we have no way to sack that. And now, we have figured out a way to deal with Screaming Nemesis. If opponent has a Monstrous Rage, they have a Monstrous Rage. Okay, playing a little afraid. I don't hate it. Okay. Well. Torch the tower. On that's pretty good. Alright. Yikes. 2 is bad for us. 2 is absolutely freaking horrible. Okay. I mean, absolutely just send it at us. Yeah. Okay. I mean, do we have anything that gets us out of this at this point? I don't think we do. So what you got, opponent? Questing Druid. Into the Innkeeper's Talent. Okay. I mean, they definitely just play the Innkeeper's Talent and then hope that they get there on the back of it. Yeah. Sure. I mean, we die. Like, at this moment, we absolutely die. They are 2 damage away from just ending us. Awesome. Cool. I mean, the insult here is just kicking it. Alright. We are at your mercy. Big. Not big. Come on. Come on. And there we go. Alright, we're cooked. That's all I needed to see. Alright, see you guys in game number 2. Alright, match number 2, and we get to be on the play with a fantastic hand. No removal, no removal, no removal. Oh yeah, they definitely have removal. We're so cooked. Oh, never mind, we might not be cooked. Let's go. Alright. Alright. Oh, big. Big. Absolutely huge. And opponent scooped it up. Love that for us. Okay, so we are playing against Delirium. I mean, mana base is definitely the same as like any red deck, so like there's barely a need for Sunspine Links. Definitely not a need for Forge. I think it's just the 4 torches come in. And if we had like a Ghost Vacuum right now, this would feel good. There's definitely some logic to just dropping these from the side and then running Ghost Vacuum and whatever, but or even just dropping the Forges now. Most decks are only running 1 and they're going way up on the links. I think we do just need to drop the Frenzy here because it requires that they have multiple attackers, and sometimes they just don't have that, and I think we're going to drop a Lightning Strike and run it like that. Now, a lot of their stuff does survive, like Burst Lightning and everything else, but being able to stop it from going to the yard is huge. Not having anything to sacrifice, though, is the downside. Big hand, we keep. No removal kind of sucks, but if they just lead like they did last time on Beastie, we don't hate it. Okay, Heartfire Hero into Keen-Eyed Curator. Hope that you don't have Pyroclasm. I mean, if you block this, we're okay with it. Like, that's still 2 damage, and we took your creature that you mulled a 6 for? Okay. A little rough for us. Let's go ahead and do this. We will give it double strike. Definitely not the situation that we wanted, but they're not liable to block this. And we can just be wrong all day. Okay, what you got on 4? Seed of Hope. Okay, so you just put that in your hand, you gain 2. You don't swing. So I don't really know. That's gone now. And play Screaming Nemesis. And yeah, that's about what I expected. Okay, sick. Let's go. We get to go up in gold. That was terrible. Alright, so see you guys in match number 3. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and be on the play. This hand's gas. Again, it's got like the combo of Heartfire into Manifold Mouse. Like, we're about this. Opponent mulligan down to 6. Are they an aggro deck? They're red and white. They might be mice. Well, that's not nice. Bars. Alright, so we're just going to go double 1-drop here, which feels way better than going for the Manifold Mouse line. If we hit land and we can go Screaming Nemesis on 3, we like our position. I mean, we do this. I don't really feel like there's any reason for us to go for the Lightning Strike line there, outside of the case that they may be running Sheltered by Ghost and it's like 1-drop Sheltered. There you go, Shock. And not hitting the 3rd land is kind of a beating, but what can we do? Are they going to Helix our Heartfire hero? No, they just Burst Lightning it. Okay. Would love to see Monstrous Rage at like any point to protect our stuff. Because there's no way they're just burn. They might just be burn. I mean, if they're burn, then, like Usher said, gotta let it burn. Okay. Okay, Boros Charm definitely kind of indicates that this is burn. That's wild. Okay. Case of the Crimson Pulse, put down Slicky. Yikes, they're gonna start getting a lot of value. Okay. Can we... I mean... Is there a universe where they 15 us out of nowhere this turn? Monstrous Rage, double strike it. That's 10. Yeah, they can't do it. I mean, they could Sheltered by Ghost here and definitely put some hurting on us, But any removal spell here, okay. Win at the face. I'm not even going to do you the dignity of swinging. Just take 3. Alright, so more aggro decks. This one is skewing heavier on the red stuff, so Sunspine Links, it's for particular matchups, and this ain't the particular one. Let's just take out the Witch Stalkers, bring in Pyroclasm, bring in those. I mean, do we take out all but one Lightning Strike? They got plenty that we have to deal with, so yeah. Yeah. Okay. And our opponent is thinking if they're gonna do anything. And we snap this hand off. Not even a question of whether or not we snap this hand off. It's just we have to. Opponent doesn't hit us for anything there. There's a Monstrous Rage for the first time. Well, second time, I guess. Can Slicky 20 us out of nowhere? Slicky can't 20 us. But Slicky gonna make it hurt. Okay. I mean, die? So, obviously I want to just play this out here, play the Manifold Mouse next turn. Hope that this Heartfire hero lives a whole turn cycle. Okay, you're directing your burn spells at our creatures, and I appreciate that. Let's kick it. Is there some appeal to maybe doing things the other way? Absolutely. But oh. Okay. Well, do this. Say goodbye to your goblin. Play this. Deal 8 to you. And then next turn we just deal another 8, 9, 10. Like, you have to kill this. Cool. You gain some life back. We're gonna double them again. Okay, so you're at 10. This is 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. Do you have a board wipe? Do you have a removal spell? Target itself, double strike. You're taking 1, 2, 3. We got a lot of stuff that kills you right here, right now. Can you deal with it? Oh, opponent just decides to give all their stuff indestructible. Respect. Alright, sick. Another game. See you guys in the next one. Alrighty, so we get to be on the play with a less than ideal hand. This is a little bit slower than we would necessarily want, but it does set up for later turns really well. And if they are not one of the aggressive decks, then hopefully we can do some cool stuff. They're demure. It's not very demure. I mean, no cut down? Okay. Okay, so we're not doing the thing here because we knew that go for the throat was a possibility. And it's like, sure, forcing it out of their hand is always a good thing, but we have better options that we can go through at any particular point. Alright, double Witchstalker Frenzy is definitely interesting for us. Okay. 2 at your face. If you tap it, that's fine. It has already done enough work. You can play your dumb cat thing now, though. As they do. Draw some cards. Well, now we can do a whole lot if they just swing here. Like, if they swing everything, sure. Yeah, your Enduring Curiosity gets to do that thing. I mean, if you have a Kaido, you would have used it there. I want to see if I get to... Nope, Fate Bloom Trick. Okay. Just blowing up my own thing. And I think we're actually just going to scoop this one up. Drawing lands 2 turns in a row is not what we want to do against Dimir. Bring in the links, bring in the case, drop the Witchstalkers, and drop Lightning Strike. I know one of the things that I did over the weekend playing against this deck was dropping Burst Lightning, a Monstrous Rage, Lightning Strike, and 1 Witchstalker's Frenzy. Didn't bring in the Forges against them over the weekend, but I think this time it might be fine. Just because they showed us Fey Bloom Trap and we want to have as many permanents on the battlefield as possible to overwhelm them. So we're going to be on the play again. I mean, we got Forge, Rage, Hired Claw. Like, this hand's good. All we need is just like a stream of creatures after this, and I think we're set. If we ever hit a 4th land, we never have to worry about mana again. 5th land would be a little too crazy. 5 is too much. Okay. Opponent leads on Spyglass Siren. I mean, no reason for them to block. We're just gonna pump this. Hope that they don't have just a basic land. There's the basic land. Swinging. Hey, there's a Sunspine Lynx. We can be happy with this. If they counter it, cool. They take 3 here. Nowhere to run. Our Hired Claw. Bold. Beautiful. Terrible. So next turn, okay, played a second one. Are you going for Kaido? Kaito, Bane of Nightmares. Ugh. Why'd you show us the Tidebinder, opponent? That's really bad? Okay. So, I want to send 2 at your face. I want to send this over here. I want to Monstrous Rage this 1. And now your Kaido's gone. Your Tishana has revealed a lot of horrifying things. 3rd land and it's tapped. Are you going to... No. Okay. So, I think here we just play the Sunspine Lynx, hit them for 3, and then let our 4 just tick up a little bit. Because I don't think they have the counter spell for this. They might have removal spell, but let that be what it is. And now they got 5 potential damage coming at them. They take that one out. Are you taking out the other? Brutal. Love that for us. There's a Shieldred. Okay. Oh no. You're dealing how much to me? 2 whole damage. I mean... 7 right here. Like, we're presenting lethal. Now, if our opponent were to do something crazy, like board wipe us here, that would suck a lot. But we're gonna assume that our opponent's gonna keep it gangsta and not do that. Okay. Be so for real with me, opponent. Just let's go. Don't do anything. Don't even swing. Don't do it. Don't think about it. Let's go. Alright. Love that for us. So revealing Shelly is big. It's crazy. I'm taking out the lightning strikes and I'm bringing back in 2 Witch Stalker's Frenzies just because of Shelly. It's going to be such a sad day for every single mid-range player in Standard when she leaves in just a couple months. Hopefully that also causes her price to go down from like $60 to whatever, $80. It's obscene. Okay, hand is terrible. We'll keep it. Not a single basic in this hand. We got the basic. We are God's favorite sim. Now, if this opponent does have the board wipe, I feel like our hand cries if that happens. Okay, second. Now, they could play it here. Let us get both of our creatures out, which is expected. Put the counter there and just let it happen. Okay, sick. Would love to see their logic behind why they did it like that, but it's not for me to determine these things. Okay. Big. Well, I think we definitely just go Emberheart and kill the flyer, incentivize a block, now, if they have removal spell and then they can do that, that's pretty... Yeah, that's good. They did the thing. I'm playing the Soulstone Sanctuary. Yeah. Good that you've done that, opponent. You've fallen right for my trap. Bite me. Okay. No turn for Shelly. I do want to hold up the potential for Soulstone Sanctuary, so I don't think I'm going to try and give this Heartfire hero haste. Okay, you're left with a dilemma. Which one do you kill? You kill that one. I like your choice. Do you have removal? No. Let's see if this does anything. Dope. Kill your children. You're not getting any extra triggers out of me, bucko. Okay. We'll just do this one time. Well, let's see. That's 6. But opponent scooped it up. Let's go. Alright. Alright. I think I can be happy with this. I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, last match, and we get to be on the play. Great hand. No removal, great hand. Every single red deck just snaps these off. Hired Claw on 1, Manifold Mouse on 2. Is our opponent playing aggro? They're playing blue-red. Are they pirates? Because they're definitely not a Hellraiser deck. You gonna snap off this block? Nope. Alright, sick. So next turn we can hit our opponent for 10, 11, 12. Not enough to justify throwing both of these out there. Oh, they're just got Convoke. Oh. Well, that certainly doesn't change anything, really. I will say if our opponent does have a Sheltered by Ghost, we are kind of cooked. What's crazy is I think if we had an extra land, we might have gotten close to having lethal on our opponent. We are praying for no Sheltered by Ghosts. We are manifesting no Sheltered by Ghosts out of our opponent. They have thrown their creature into the air. We are manifesting no Sheltered by Ghosts. Our opponent has not played the card Sheltered by Ghosts. We are winning. We are in the driver's seat. This is dope. Okay, they're gonna swing. There's no universe where they don't swing. The problem is, we die in so many ways here, depending on what this opponent does. So let's just start by swinging. Okay. So maybe I could have gone for the pump and deal 3 line. I don't know if that's as good. And if they swing out here, if they just play Imidane's Recruiter and swing out, but they're not, they're just playing Painter's Studio? Swing out. Swing out. I dare you. I double dare you. You won't. Coward. Okay. Hit him for some damage. You gotta block both? I feel like was the better choice there. You're at 1. How do you win? Like, you have to have land sheltered to just remove everything on my board, and then you swing for 2 lifelink, and I still just kill you with the lightning strike in hand? I don't think you get there, opponent. You're thinking. You're thinking. And there we go. Alright, sick. We got there. Okay. Pyroclasm in. Lithomantic in. This doesn't have the same impact that it does in the Pixie matchup, because Pixie goes and plays a longer game than Convoke does. So we drop all the lightning strikes, bring in the torches, and we maybe drop a monstrous rage. Trample's a absolutely killer ability for them to try and get through, but alright, let's watch it happen. Let's roll the dice. Come on, opponent. Alright, hand is great, we keep. Like, we can go turn 1, kill a cool thing. I will say they do outsize our stuff really quickly if the line is good enough. And I do think that is a consideration for us as we move forward. And maybe there's some logic to just doing it on the Heartfire hero, but who knows? Like, leading on Heartfire hero might have been a bit of a stronger show. This almost feels like a show of weakness on our part. Okay. So now we swing. Opponent does that. End step resolute reinforcements. Turn 3 they go for the Knight Errant. Like, turn 3 no land Knight Errant is fine. Case of the Gateway Express. No. Wow, torch the tower, it is pretty good. Alright, you send everything, we block your real thing. You turn on your case, but I think your case might be closed here soon. And torch. Yeah. What you got in hand, opponent? Mockingbird? Ooh. I don't like that for me. Okay, so do you just block everything? Okay, you didn't do it. Can we get a Pyroclasm? Let's go! We missed out on 1 point of damage. They miss a whole board. Scoop it up. Scoop it up. Do it. Do it. Do it. Good game. I'm not going to spam it. That would have been rude. Let's go. Alright. And we get the rank up. We're at plat. Let's go. Alright. See you guys in the wrap up. Alright. So, our little retrospective on Mono Red. The main board feels fantastic. There's almost no changes that you could make to it right now. That being said, we're also, at the time of recording, less than a week away from Ether Drift pre-release and 2 weeks away from its release. There's a lot of good stuff that could go into this deck, and who knows, maybe if you turn into the early access event that I will be hopefully streaming, you'll get to see maybe a couple additions that I would make to this deck. The sideboard, super malleable depending on what you're looking for, what your meta's like. Urbrass Forge is like the first thing that I would consider cutting. Maybe going up some number of Sunspine links if your meta is going to be very like Dimir and Esper Pixie and Domain heavy. Maybe you can throw in another case of the Crimson Pulse, more Pyroclasm if you're looking at like grindier games and just lots of little guys on the field, maybe a Gruul heavy meta. Throwing in the Scorching Dragonfire or Obliterating Bolt. Really good if your Gruul decks in your meta are going a little bit over the top and trying to get you with the Sentinel of the Nameless City line. There's lots of ways that you can take this deck, but the main board is just about solved. But I think with Ether Drift, we're going to see some meaningful changes. Maybe we'll get pushed back closer to the like Amonkhet Hazoret red deck, but who's to say? Anyway, don't forget, like, subscribe, hit the bell thing, do all that cringy YouTuber stuff. Just try to get your boy paid, that way we can start doing way more with this channel, improving on the whole setup and going from there. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.